Is it my fault? Like at this point, is it my fault? Because after that Arsenal game, I sat here and thought, I'm watching every game religiously anyway. I started doing the content before. I'm gonna get back on it and ride it out and really start going ham, doing videos. I planned out December. I looked at all the fixtures, and I wasn't gonna be able to make every game, but I'm gonna do what I can and upload a bunch of videos, keep it going for the rest of the season. And ever since then, Leeds 3-1, Bournemouth 0-0, Atalanta lost 2-1, Everton, okay, we got a result there. Cardiff, that's a guarantee. We should not be losing that. But even then, 3-1. Newcastle 2-2. And we scraped back to get that 2-2. And now Villa 2-1 loss. What did I just witness? Look at this momentum chart. Look at this. These guys didn't even have a shot. They were doing nothing. Nothing. And we just threw this game away. We absolutely threw this game away. I can't believe what I've just witnessed. Chelsea are incapable of putting together two good halves back to back. I don't know what it is. Either we start slow and we ramp it up, or we start well and we throw it away. There's just there's no two good halves. If we could put together two good halves, oh my god, we'd still be in the top four race. I mean, we technically still are, but a month ago we were sniffing Arsenal. We were creeping up on them. They didn't want to acknowledge it, but we were right there. And I never thought should have been in the title race. But if you just look at the points, hey, what can I say? We were right there. It just was a fact. A month later, a month later, we are sitting in fifth. Fifth doesn't sound too bad in theory. I thought, this is the round where we finish the season. But if you look at the points, we're 12, 13 points off Arsenal, 11 points off City, 10 points off Villa. Did you see how Villa started this season? Villa couldn't get a win in like their first 6 or 7 games. I hate that I just said that. But these guys are 10 points clear. 10 points clear. That was a 6-pointer we just lost. We just threw away. Liverpool are ahead of us by 3 points. These guys have been dog, and they're still ahead of us. United are level on points with us. This is one of the worst United teams I've ever seen, and they're level on points with us. Like, what are we doing? This has been the worst weekend, too. United got a win against Newcastle. Ridiculous. Obviously, we just got clapped by Villa, which was a 6-pointer. Liverpool finessed a win against Wolves, who were trash. Villa, clapped us. City, good win. Turkey, just continuing to do Turkey things. Arsenal caught life with another own goal. They're catching life right now, and they're still top of the table. We are just falling by the wayside. And I'm not gonna lie, we threw this one away. We should have. We were so comfortable in this game, and the thing is, we got too comfortable. Too comfortable. I know Maresca was suspended. He had to go sit up in the trenches with his walkie-talkie. Maybe I don't know if he couldn't get a good view of the game from up there, but we should have been making subs before they did. You could tell already the game was starting to slip. We were starting to lose control. Even before then, if you want to go back to the first half, we although we dominated possession, we had full control of the game. The quality in the final third was not there. This just called a fact. Garnacho, for such a Ronaldo fanboy, this dude is spamming the most useless step overs I've ever seen. Useless step overs. I don't know what he's doing that for. And then after he got Matty Cash on a yellow, Matty Cash on a yellow in the 30th minute, he just stopped running at him. He would dribble up to him, do a couple of useless step overs, and then just pass it back. Maybe try to get a cross in. He had some decent crosses, I'll give him that, but he should have been taking it to Matty Cash every time. And we kept feeding him the ball. He just stopped running directly at him. Matty Cash should not have been able to see 90 minutes. I'm not gonna lie. We should have gotten this guy up out of there. Even our goal, Reece James whips it in from a corner. João Pedro, he's hyped to claim that, even though it just can't, it brushed off his thigh. You thought he was doing something, but we'll, take your goal, whatever. Even that, say it's a stroke of luck, say it's good set piece play, whatever. That's not a goal from open play. We had all the ball and we could not score from open play. Look, we had 63% possession, and that's the full game. I don't know what it was at half, but at half we were even more dominant. It was just Enzo Fernandez had a chance at the edge of the box. He should have put away or at least put on target, and he whiffed it, went wide. Just chance after chance, doing nothing with it. I was begging for a substitution because you could tell the game was starting to slip away. And if you even go into the second half, to be fair to Chelsea, we should have had a penalty. I'm not gonna lie. Ian Matson, he absolutely got away with one there. This dude got his hands up like he's T-posing in Gary's mod, and he ended up touching the ball. You want to say they claimed it was a natural position, sure, whatever. But if he doesn't block the ball with his arm there, it's a good cross that's right on the Pedro Neto's foot, and the keeper's already out of the play. That's arguably a great goal scoring opportunity, and his arm blocked it. I mean, say what you want about that. I'm not gonna lie. To me, that's a pen. And I think if that went against your team, you would be upset with that not being a pen as well. But even after that, we need to see some changes. We need to see, okay, be proactive. I know you're all up in the trenches. Be proactive. The game's starting to slip. Let's make some substitutions. Get Garnacho out of there. We have Esteval sitting on the bench. I don't know why, for the life of me, we can't see Neto on the left, Palmer in the middle, Esteval on the right. Why can't we see this lineup? I don't need Garnacho and Gittins to keep sharing these minutes on the left. These two can go sit on the bench holding hands. We can have not Neto on the left on his dominant left foot, beat the man and put a cross in. Because right now he's beating his man, and then he's cutting back to still put that cross in on his left. Like, I don't need to see that, bro. Put him on the left. Even if you want to put Estevan in the middle, Palmer on the right, I don't care. They can go and switch, overlap with each other, do whatever they got to do. I just want to see the three of them on the pitch together. I know we're trying to regulate Palmer's minutes right now because he's still not fully fit, but when are we going to see Palmer and Esteban together? We need to see that quality on the pitch at the same time. Right now, we're sacrificing to fit Garnacho or Gittins in. And of course, they make subs, good subs, right after we start to lose that momentum. Ollie Watkins, Jaden, I don't want to talk about Jaden Sancho. They were gassing him like he was going crazy. He wasn't really doing that much, to be honest. But Amadou Onana coming in, taking some control of the game. And Ollie Watkins came and made a name for himself. People want to say he's having a slow season, and to be fair, for the most part, he is. But of course, against us, the dude wants to be super sub, come in, score the goal. And that goal, maybe it's a little bit of luck. Sanchez made a good save like 5 minutes before that. Then they put Ollie Watkins through. He shoots it. Sanchez does save it, but it bounces back off of Watkins and goes in. Maybe a bit unlucky, but hey, a goal is a goal. You take it. That's what a striker will take. Even after that, now all of a sudden we're being reactive. We're making subs. Liam Delap, this guy comes on 69th minute, has a yellow card in the 71st minute. What's going on, bro? I'm pretty sure this dude has more yellow cards than goals this season. I don't know the actual stats, but it's getting ridiculous. I don't know if I can see it here on FootMob, his actual stats, but the amount of yellow cards this dude accrues for no reason is really starting to get me upset. Well, what in the Premier League apparently he has 0 goals. I didn't even realize that. Obviously he was injured for the longest time, but he has 1 yellow card and 0 goals in the Prem. But I was taking into account even cup games and stuff. That's crazy. That's crazy. Now I'm starting to wonder why we even bought the guy at this point. But that's Liam Delap. Then we also brought in Gittins. We brought in Gusto. Gusto on the left? I'm not seeing why we're doing that. Gusto on the left is not the play. Left back, you could just tell it's awkward for him. His positioning is not right. He can't even play a ball in on his left foot. That didn't look right. Gittins kind of really just did nothing when he came in, and I already spoke about the lap. Finally Esteval comes on, like I said, but we lose Palmer for that. We lose that quality, and we helped out Arsenal. Matty Cash with the yellow, Camara with the yellow. Now all of a sudden, they're not playing in the Arsenal game on Tuesday, I believe. We're helping Arsenal out when they don't need the help, bro. Villa could have gone there and got a result. I don't know if that's home or away, but Villa could have played against Arsenal and got a result. But all of a sudden now they're missing some of their key players, and they continue to make subs. And of course, they end up scoring off their own corner, 2-1, and we're cooked. We're cooked. I just don't know what else to say about this team. It's the same thing every week in December. And I'm starting to think maybe it was my fault. Did I just come in, starting to make content? Did I just ruin the mojo? But to be fair, this is just Chelsea in December in general. It's not our month. And I wish I could say, okay, January, let's turn it around. We've still got Bournemouth to play in December, which, we already drew against them this month. Hopefully, Semenyo at that point, his head is in Manchester and he's not a threat. I really hope. But he's probably going to be playing even harder because technically the deal hasn't been official. So he's probably going to be playing out of his skin to make sure he gets that move. And then all of a sudden, we're playing City. I hope at that point, it's probably too quick a turnaround for him to actually uh, be with City for that game. But first week of January, you would think, okay, it's time to forget December and move on. We got to take on City, who are in red hot form. Turkey's looking like the best creator in the league. Holland, obviously, like I don't want that's gonna be scary. And then hopefully after that, Fulham, we need to win this game against Fulham. That's a must win. Charlton, I mean, that's a must win. But then we got Arsenal after that. So that's in the cup to be fair, but that's gonna take something out of us going into these other games, Brentford and back into the Champions League. That's a must win game against Fulham. I'm not gonna lie, but overall, I don't even want to talk too much longer about this game. It was not good. I mean, to be fair, I say that for about 50 minutes, it was pretty good. It was pretty solid, but we just get lackadaisical. People say 2-0 is the most dangerous score line because you get comfortable, whatever. We were playing like we were up 4-0. Where's the urgency to get a second goal and put the game out of reach? Maybe we were upset we didn't get the pen, and we should have gotten the pen. And maybe at 2-0 off the pen, it's a completely different game and completely different game state going into the rest of that game. But still, you have to play with a certain urgency to see the game out, and we just didn't. So unfortunately, 2-1 is the result. I guess congrats to Villa. They go 10 points clear of us. We're now down in fifth, and I'm not gonna lie, it's looking spooky. I don't know how much money we have like left over to spend in January, but I'm telling you right now, empty the bank account. Empty it. Absolutely empty it. I wish we could have got Semenyo. He's going to City, it looks like. But whoever we got to bring in, I don't know who's available out there, bring them in. This left wing situation, we got to sort it. The center back situation, even with the depth we have, we need some experience in this team. Somewhere in this team, we need to bring in some experience because all these young players, it's nice for the project. And it's hard to, sometimes you forget this is a long term project. These are a bunch of young players who are supposed to peak in a couple of years. Maybe we're a little bit ahead of schedule. But once you get us to a point where it feels like, okay, now we're going from ahead of schedule, so this is where we feel like we should be, then it gets to a point where now the expectations change and you feel disappointed, which maybe is unfair. Maybe it's unfair because obviously it's a young coach, young team. They're supposed to grow together, but that's the reality of the situation. You need to bring in someone with experience. Not saying they have to stay forever, but they need to be the person that helps turn this team from the young team into the experienced team that's been there, done that, and now all of a sudden we're challenging when before we would have been dropping points. That's what we're doing right now. We should be up there. We should be on a similar trajectory as Villa in terms of points based on where we were. But to be fair, they're putting together a run and we're putting together a run, but those runs are going in opposite directions. So, hey, man, kudos to them. Next game, hopefully we get a result against Bournemouth. I'm begging. They got their cheeks clapped by Brentford today. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, they got destroyed by Brentford 4-1. Like, what are we talking about, bro? Bournemouth have fallen off crazy, and then they scraped draws recently, but this form is terrible. We have to capitalize on that. So we'll see how it goes. But I appreciate you guys for watching. As always, like, subscribe, all that good algorithm stuff. I got a new piece of equipment to help with the videos, but I didn't get an adapter. So my next video, which is probably be the Premier League game on Tuesday, and then I'll do a fun video somewhere after that or in between there. I'm gonna have that set up for you guys. So we're gonna level up the videos a little bit, man. We're going hard, but appreciate you guys as always. And I'll see you next time.